here. That can go there.
Is it okay to talk right now?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so you were saying something about the photo that were you the photo on?
Yeah, we had a photo of the group that worked in the studio, and that was never published. But I got a still of it.
Oh, I wonder why they did. Why didn't they put that in? That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, we got credit, but it wasn't. You know, all these different groups of people. It's like, well, yeah, we did this.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Well, 30 years later, whatever it is, that's okay, I guess.
Yeah, we got to let it go. Yeah, you got to let these things go. Yeah. There's a 30-year limit on bitterness, you know.
Yeah, I don't really, but sometimes. But that's great. You saved a lot of stuff. It sounds like you saved a lot of.
Well, I don't know if you can see it. I have,
I see the cat.
I got cats. I got a library here.
Wow.
And it was just everything fit in here, and I saved all the pictures. It just, like I said, didn't know what to do with them until I started taking on these projects of scanning for my family.
Well, that's a really great thing to do, and it's something I wish I had the patience for.
Well, you probably got a tidier house than I have. Stuff collects.
If you looked in my cabinets, you would not think it was tidy.
Well, I got a closet under the stairs that I think the rest of them are. My pictures are there. I just have to get on my hands and knees to get to them.
Yeah.
Well, Tori's house may be tidy, but your house is filled with photos from the Phantasmagoria 1 production, so, something's got to give.
I'm proud of it. I mean, I don't know if you can see these back here. The angle's kind of bad, but these are just still shots with the backgrounds on them.
Oh, I can kind of see the one. Is that Robert Miano with the gauze around his head? I can kind of see that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember coming out to my house, but we had kind of like an improv get together.
With the what
Tori
together?
Doesn't remember anything.
No, I do remember. I do.
All right, we have 10 seconds. We can argue in a little bit. Everybody be quiet. I'm going to pretend like you're in like some green room somewhere. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Curtis. It's not going to be much of a conversation with Curtis today, but it's going to be Curtis sort of hanging in the background while Adrian and all the folks are, and we get a chance to look at some long lost photos from the epic shoot of Phantasmagoria 1. Craig Denny is joining us. Craig was a production assistant on the game and worked on many of the games at the Blue Studios back in the day. I think Oakhurst, is that where it was? And Daniel's here, and we're hoping we're going to have Roberta. She said she was going to join us. We're waiting for her to join, so hopefully she will come along in the not too distant future. But we've got a bunch of photos to look at and to reminisce about and to see for the first time. So that's going to be fun. So thanks for joining us. Good to see you guys. Seeing a whole bunch of combinations of people I see in our streams all the time and a lot of new folks. So thanks for joining us. I see folks from Mexico City, Juan Valencia. Someone was just reaching out from Finland. Is that right? So yeah, we all over the world, people are checking in. So good to have you here. And Bevan Red, good to see you. Has been a long time. So thanks for joining. So I don't have much to say other than I want to bring everybody out in a few minutes. So let's just start by thanking our Patreon members for making Conversations with Curtis and streams like this possible. that we're able to give to you and bring to you on a weekly basis. And thanks, everyone. These are our folks, our top donors. The big donors right above me, and our $20 donors over here, and our $10 donors over here. We have 5 and below that will be highlighted at the end of the stream, so everybody's name gets on there. If you can join us and help support Conversation with Curtis, there's always a ebb and a flow with people being able to stick around for as long as they can, and then they need to drop off. And so when they do, it's always nice when someone else can come jump in and kind of keep things afloat. So if you can help on a subscription basis, we'd love to have you. If you can't do it on a subscription basis, you can always just give us a little something during a particular stream like today. So we have a goal for today. We're hoping to get $100. And if you guys can contribute, we want to do so at support us at coffee.com/CWC. And today, because we're going to be reminiscing and talking about photos, and it's all going to be about Phantas 1, if you have questions, we're not going to be having the, we don't want to interrupt our guests with the automated voice, so we're turning that off. So I will be monitoring any donation that comes in. And if you have a question that you would like answered, then priority will be given to anybody who donates, any of our coffee donors. I'll make sure that we ask and get some answers from you all through your questions. I'll also be monitoring the chat, and when I can, I will do my best to get some questions answered that way as well. But priority will be given to our donors today. Our top 7 donors for the past 30 days are CJ at number 1. Good to have CJ's made it. Number 1, CompuArt at number 2, Nolan number 3, Jwex at number 4, Ozzy Astroth, Serix, and Joseph Austin, our top 7 donors for the past 30 days. So thanks, you guys. All right. So without further ado, let's bring out our guests, my buddy and partner Daniel, along with our good friend Victoria Morcell and Craig Denny. Craig, the man who found all of these photos. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hi,
I found them, took them.
Took them. So, gosh, it's good to see. It's good to meet you, Craig. It's great to see you, Tori. It's been a while, and I know that you've been a very busy person with all the stuff going on in your life. How's everybody doing?
Well, doing great.
Great. It's so great to see you, Craig.
It's good too. I finally enjoying the mountains. Have some special time now.
Oh yeah. You're in a
Craig, are you still in that? Do you still live in that area, or is that your?
Yeah. I moved here 30 years ago from Southern California, and working for Sierra Online was my first job.
Wow.
And,
by the way, I'm glad you got the memo to wear red today, Craig. Obviously, Daniel and Tori were not listening, and you know. Whatever. We got our first donation from Girl Fan. She writes, can't catch the live stream because of work, but I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Well, it will be just a little less fun without you here, Girl Fan, but thank you for kicking things off. Yeah, so Craig, tell us a little bit about these photos and how they seemed. What was the impetus for finding them now, and how did they come back into your, what's because we just now heard about them. So how did you?
Well, I mean, originally as a production assistant, I had a little bit of spare time, and I just started taking pictures on my own. And Bill Crow, the studio manager, saw, and he said, "Okay, well, you're our still photographer now."
Well, that worked out good.
All of a sudden, I had a job, and I'd taken all these pictures. Some of them, I was noticing one of these magazines I was showing. Well, I showed them. I didn't show. They had a lot of my pictures that are posted in that. And so I know I gave copies of everything at one time to whoever does the publicizing. But anyways, I had all my pictures. All my Sierra stuff is stored in a nightside cable, and I was just going through it just recently. It's like, oh, I should scan these.
That's great.
Well, best idea ever.
Yeah, it's I've been scanning pictures for my family, and suddenly I looked at this. I go, I bet you some people might be interested in these. Nobody's had an opportunity to see them,
Just
and
yeah, this is great. It's gonna be great to see these. That it's been probably uh, forever since I've seen them.
oh, tremendous response. I was actually mildly surprised.
Yeah. So what happened? You ended up, did you just sort of post a link or you send it to Ken, or how did it get out?
Sorry. Originally, I posted 6 photos on Sierra Online alum and thought, oh, that might catch a little interest. And I checked out the next day and I had about 150, 200 people, viewing it and making comments. And it's like, oh, okay, this is going to catch some interest.
That's great.
And Ken contacted me and Daniel, and there we go. Send
That's
pictures
great.
everywhere.
Fantastic. Oh, this is great.
You say that Ken posted them someplace
Yes,
and
on his
on his
Twitter
on
account.
his Twitter account.
his Twitter account. Oh, okay.
That's
And
great.
and so he's getting a lot of views.
Over 80,000
Whoa.
views. And
Dang.
that was, and they stopped counting back in February 24th, I think. And it was like,
Well, I will tell you right now that we have 84 people joining us right now. Maybe not 84,000, but that's still pretty big for a live stream. So, well, this is super exciting. And Tommy just joined the donations, and he wrote he or she wrote, thanks guys for making this happen. Glad for this opportunity and this channel. Well, thank you, Tommy, for your donation. Appreciate it. All right, should we do this? Daniel, anything on your end before we dive in?
Yes. So first of all, given that it's the third time that we've been doing this type of Phantasmagoria 1 related activities. So
yeah, I'm really thrilled for you guys and all your Phantasmagoria oneness. It's great. Just keep on talking about that first game. That's something. It's good stuff.
Well, I mean,
the one that actually made money.
I'll see you guys later. Just let me know when you're done. Just clean up afterwards, if you don't mind. I'll be over in the corner.
So the thing is, I'm always trying to think of ways to surprise you all, whether it's a piece of trivia or a photo. But in this case, Craig over here surprised us all with the 300 photos he unearthed from whatever box he found in storage. But still, I didn't want to show up empty-handed.
Okay, what you got? Are you going to start with your little surprise?
Yeah, so I found myself an interesting rabbit hole to dive into, and this is what I found. Okay, so first of all,
any context before we get started here? All right, here we go. Phantasmagoria the movie.
On IMDb, we have the Phantasmagoria the movie project. Now, this is nothing new. This has been on IMDb for ages now. But, I thought I'd look into who's working on the project. So I found that 2 production companies are working on the project, Black Castle Productions and Orbital Studios. So I went to Black Castle Productions' website, which is this one. And it says Black Castle Production is an independent production company that focuses on multi-platform storytelling, etc., etc. And I wanted to see if they're working on a feature film. And apparently, they're working on Phantasmagoria.
What?
So I'm looking at the synopsis, and it says Phantasmagoria is a mysterious, horrific thriller that follows a young married couple, Adrian and Don, who inherit an old plantation once owned by an eccentric magician, Zoltan Karnavash. Shortly after moving into the strange house, Adrian discovers it is haunted by Zoltan's evil spirit, etc., etc., like the game itself. But I figured that it's been on the website for ages, just like the IMDb page. So I went on their Facebook page. And so I scrolled down and I saw this photo of these 2 guys with the Phantasmagoria 2, with the Phantasmagoria logo behind them.
Better 2? Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
Now, the one that actually made money, Phantasmagoria 1. So there was another photo, like a presentation of Phantasmagoria in front of actual people, actual human
Wow.
beings.
That's
And-
AI.
And this is from November 2nd, 2023. So it's not a decade old. And it says here that this photo is from a post. So I clicked view post, and it says, we're incredibly excited to announce that we will be partnering with Orbital Virtual Studios to bring Phantasmagoria to life, feature film and game.
What?
This is
Wait a
huge.
minute. A new
Wait.
game? They're
Without Tori, have they talked to you yet, Tori? Is your agent called?
no, don't have an agent, but still.
You better
But
get
you know
one.
what?
So,
They had better put us in there at least for a cameo.
yeah,
Paul.
two cameos by both of you guys. So
Yeah.
they keep on by saying this has been a passion project for us for over a decade. We know, we saw the IMDb page, and thanks to our friends at Orbital, it will finally become a reality. 2024 is going to be an exciting year for Black Castle Productions. Thank you for following us on this amazing journey. 11 likes. This should have blown up the internet. 11 likes.
Well, people aren't seeing it, I guess. But this is my question. How do don't they have to have the rights to it? Get the rights to it?
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's owned by Activision. They probably
So they have
bought the rights. Yeah, I mean, it's the actual logo. It's not just Phantasmagoria, whatever. It's the
I
actual
wonder what the
logo by Sierra.
rights, but I wonder what the rights cost, first of all. And I wonder,
$5.
I mean, if you remade the game, that's kind of an interesting idea to do that and make the movie at the same time.
Totally.
But the game is so classic. How could you remake it?
Yeah.
How could you? How could they? So have you reached out to them? You're not?
Wait,
Yeah,
I
okay,
found out
there's
about
more.
all of this like an hour ago. So it's a
Well,
pretty
that's
recent
interesting.
rabbit hole. So anyways, I looked at Orbital Studios LinkedIn page, and they have a presentation over here. You see, where they say, and producing a film, one of the top 5 horror video games of all time. Phantasmagoria! So basically,
Interesting.
the Orbital Studios are like just like they use in The Mandalorian, when they have LED screens to create the background instead of a blue screen like you guys
How
used.
come I just it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, for some reason, for all the hype that they're trying to do, it feels empty. I don't know. Maybe they got something.
I don't know. Maybe these 11 likes include some very important people.
Here, hit the like button. Might as well
Okay,
give them one more.
let's read the Joseph Austin.
Hey, Joseph? You've been holding out on us.
Yeah. What other movies has this company done?
Which one? These guys, Black Castle Productions, Trail of Tears, and the television series Native America and Forbidden 2.
Oh yeah, they're full on. They're legit. These guys are big. I'm sure they did like some.
Oh, so Joseph
Marvel
says that
movies,
he
too.
just liked the page right now, so
No.
he didn't know it before us.
So funny. Oh, you're just upset because they're focused on Phantasmagoria 1 and not 2.
Okay,
Wait,
so
I didn't say earlier
since Joseph liked it just now, so that means that originally it had 10 likes altogether.
Well, these I'm just, how did you find this? How did you find it? You just did a search?
I went to the IMDb Phantasmagoria page. Then I
Do you
looked
not
up
realize Daniel's obsession? I mean, you realize the reason he's our partner is because of his absolute obsession with these games, Tori. The guy doesn't. Every day he checks to see who's playing the game, what's going on with the game.
Remember when I found the business of the hairdresser that worked on Phantasmagoria 2 and found out that during COVID she had to shut down the business because there were less customers? Remember that story?
I do. Yeah. And that you showed all the iterations of the building and how it's changed over the years. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, a couple of new donations just came in. Thanks for Victor Chang saying, no comment, just want to say hi. And Victor, it's great to see you. Glad you're here. and I think someone else just came in. And then we should watch some photos. Joseph, Austin, I liked it just now. Everyone else, get in there. Yeah, we should all get in there and like their thing.
Yeah.
Still waiting to hear from our friend Roberta. She may or may not join. She's a busy gal, so I think we should just kind of get started. And
Okay,
here
I
she
just have
comes.
I have a quick question for you, Daniel.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a remake of Phantasmagoria in a movie?
Well, it's not the same without you.
Thank you.
True.
Okay, but
And-
taking out, any of our, you've stoked the egos and all that, but like just in general, I agree with Tori. What is your in general idea of like someone trying to do a remake of that game or of a movie version of that game?
Well, remakes usually suck. It would have been a better idea to make like Phantasmagoria 3. Then it wouldn't affect the first two games.
Mhm.
Because whenever there's a remake, then you always compare it to the original. And the original, almost always, is much better. Even though you have you have better CGI nowadays, and you can produce a better quality of video for this game, but it's still not the main issue here. It's going to be a rehash of the same old story because it seems like it's not
And then
Phantasmagoria.
something like that
characters.
just begs all you're going to do is just compare, right? So you're right. You really need to go down it. You need to do something different.
Yeah, I've never really understood remakes. Like, why do people remake things? Why don't you just do something new? Do something new. Or like you said, like Phantasmagoria 3.
Mhm.
Like when they remake movies, and it was already a good movie. I'm always confused by that. Like, why?
Because you have, when you create a new IP or a new movie, then or a new story, then you need to build your audience from scratch. While with remakes and sequels, you already have a certain target audience, the people who like the original movie or game, and so they'll watch the movie regardless. So you got a sure bet.
Well, no, and I do understand that. They want to guarantee, and this is the problem, that they want to guarantee. So then that's, kind of puts a lid on creativity. But anyway.
And the main problem is that now that I show this project, people may go to the Facebook page of that company and like the photo. And since they had 10 likes in the past 5 months, and now they're going to have, 40 likes, they might think it's a good idea. This kind of backfired.
I still think like it's a cool idea to do a movie and then a game with it. But
oh yeah, they're gonna go. Wow, we've blown up. We went from 10 likes to 40, and it's kind of like you and me, Daniel. When we look at wow, we just got 10 more subscriptions to our channel. All right, let's watch some. Let's look at some darn pictures. Let's go. I want to see them.
Let's do this.
There's Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Nice. Rarapass just donated a little something, saying Phantasmagoria cannot be without Tori. So that's definitive. That's it.
It can be without Curtis Craig, but without Tori, just out of the question.
Wow, there we go. Look at that.
Well, that's whoops. Which one you on?
Let's talk about this photo first.
All right. Yeah, this late in the game, and Robert Viano, we had an accident where he got supposedly torched on his head, and so he's recovered and he's got his bandages off, and he's just sitting here as a compliment right now, just posing for us, because I don't think he was ever in this position. And yeah, great guy. I loved working with him.
Yeah,
Tori?
he was a great guy. He was fun. Yeah, we had fun. We went, in fact, I think I did some acting classes where we just, like we could just show up and go do the class when you wanted to, with him a little bit after we went back to LA, after going back to LA after filming. He's a really nice guy. We had fun working with him.
Yeah, I know he likes He's
I
always
think,
the bad guy in the movies and stuff.
yeah. So I think we have squirt guns, right? Do we have squirt guns?
Yeah,
Who are
I
we
was
shooting? Who am I
told
shooting?
that's that's at Bass Lake over by the falls.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Um,
aiming my gun at whoever's shooting, took the picture, and I don't know who took this photo.
I think David took this picture. He took my
Oh,
camera,
okay.
and I wasn't really given instructions on what they wanted a picture of,
Mhm.
and basically just saying David and Tori having fun. And so that's why I know I have a lot more pictures because the one picture that we used in the game was just one of 36 pictures. So somewhere in here are all the rest.
Oh, this would be fun to see.
Oh yeah, because we had so many different ones to choose from. Perfect
You put a lot
locations
of
though.
effort into these photos because the photo appears for like, I don't know, 10 seconds in the game. And
Mhm.
usually nowadays what they do is they Photoshop the actors on a background, but you actually went to Bass Lake and filmed. And if it
Well,
took 34 photos or 20 photos. So
yeah, I think I had a 36 roll at the time.
That was
Yeah.
a fun day. It was a fun day. Don't you think so? Wasn't it a
Oh
fun day?
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
because we
it,
got
it
to
was
get out of the studio,
it was so nice to get out.
Yeah.
No, and I stopped by, I think it was your condo or Dave's, I can't remember. And this is just down the road from it. I mean, we didn't have to drive very far.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
enjoyable time.
That was really fun. We had those cabins on the lake.
Yes, I that was pretty nice. You guys had a nice setup there. Everybody
Mhm.
else stayed in hotels.
No, the lake was great. I loved it. And I could go for a run around the lake, and there was a pool I could swim in.
Yeah.
Glad you guys had a lake. That's good. Way to go. Good. Good. We didn't have a lake.
You didn't,
What's a
but you
nice
did have, Paul. You know what you did have?
What did I have?
You had an actual set. And you know what else you had?
Boom.
Locations.
Okay, I'll take that. But there was no location on a lake. Well, they could have at least
Yeah.
used it. Could have flew me down for a lake.
This was
All
our
right, keep
only
going.
location. This was our only other location besides the studio, right, Craig? Was this
um
shoot?
well, we were gonna shoot that one scene outside for the where you're crawling across the pipe, but
Oh, you were?
yeah, that was gonna be shot against the blue sky and use that as our blue screen. And
That would
we
have been
had clouds going through, so we didn't get to do
This
it.
productivity tool is contributing.
Uh-oh.
People are taking some.
Sorry.
um that would have been
I was
fun.
trying to.
That was a fun scene to shoot, the pipe scene. But it
Well,
would
I
have been
think the studio was so learning as we went. We,
fun.
nobody had experience. Cameraman Randy Littlejohn had worked on some commercials, and that was primarily his experience. And he was the most experienced person. I got along in here because I was a stage crew in high school and junior high school, and so I knew about making props and stuff. But no, it wasn't until we had Gabriel Knight that we went outside and shot up in the snow country.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't have liked that.
Wait, did you do Gabriel Knight at Bass Lake too? And then you shot it on some locations?
We had a dream sequence that took place where Joanne, I can't remember her last
Takahashi, yeah.
Takahashi, a dream sequence where she's running from wolves or something chasing her, and we had a snow landscape, and she's all dressed in white, and
Mm.
it was fun.
Oh, wow. That's
And we saw
cool.
the blooper reel with that sequence.
Oh yeah, where she's falling down.
Yeah, and Nathan Gams was over there as well.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
No, it's okay. Well, that's
Well,
of
he
course
cleaned up,
he
well,
cleaned up pretty good. Well, I don't know if anybody knows the storyline. This is his last wife,
yeah.
and and she was his assistant, and she's the last one to be murdered by him.
That's a great picture.
Coincidentally, I think it was her. Um, with some of the actors, they'd never heard of Sierra Online before. I can't remember if it's her or one of the other actresses, but when I picked her up at the airport, she's asking me, I want you to be serious now. I want a straight answer. Sure. Is this a snuff film?
What she asked,
Jeez.
If it was a snuff film, her boyfriend was all worried about her. And it's like, I didn't even know what a snuff film was. And
that's crazy.
I guess my innocence came through because, I calmed her down.
But if she was at all concerned that that was even possible, I don't know why
it
she
was
would
just,
get on the plane. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's
And
so,
I
that's
didn't
so,
pick them up in limos. I picked them up in my pickup truck. So that probably wasn't a good sign.
Yeah, right.
Wait, was she bummed that it wasn't a snuff film? Oh, it's not a snuff film? Never mind.
No. I mean, that was the first thing when I met her at the terminal. She questioned me on a whole bunch of things. And I just had to tell her, this is the birthplace of computer gaming. And we didn't have cell phones or anything like that where I can, see this is who we are. Basically it's just I guess
but
a
who,
calm demeanor.
where was
All
she?
right,
Was
so
she from LA?
I'm sorry.
Did she come from LA?
Yes, most of them did come from LA.
I just going to jump in real quick. We got another nice little donation from Yumas81 saying, "Hey guys, really like all your efforts and I'm excited to see the photos." So thanks, Yuma81. Also looking at the chat a little bit. People have coming in kind of late, so just want to reintroduce Craig here. Craig was a production assistant at the Blue Studio at Oakhurst during the day of. How many games did you work on there, Craig, besides
That's
Phantasmagoria?
Phantasmagoria, Police Quest SWAT, the Daryl Gates version, and then Gabriel Knight, The Beast Within. I think
Excellent.
it's Gabriel
Yes.
Knight 2. Yeah.
Right. So having was there, lives there, was and took many took all of these photos. He was taking them on his own just for posterity. And then when the powers that be saw him taking photos, they promoted him to be the production still photographer. And so he just recently came across these photos and thought, well, it's probably a good idea to scan them, which he did. Reached out to Ken Williams, who was excited and uploaded a few of them, and now they're getting a lot of views. And we just thought it'd be fun to have Tori and Craig reminisce a little bit. So that's where we're at right now. All right, moving on.
Next photo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my golly.
Oh yeah. That's
Okay, this one here, this is Wanda Smith. When I first started in with Sierra, I was working in as a customer service rep, and Wanda was the hint lady. So, like I said, we didn't have internet back then like we have today, and people had a line to call to get hints on how to get through certain elements of a game. And she had all the answers, so she was Wanda the hint lady.
wait, so Wanda, this is Wanda?
Yep, she was just one of the
Oh, that's so
employees.
interesting.
Yeah, well, she's.
Help build this thing? This
Oh, I can't remember who was it built it. We had somebody build all the major props like that, and for those who haven't played the game, this is a scene where what is her name? Not Hortensia. I'd have to go through my books to find out. This is the third wife of
Regina.
Carno, Regina, and she loved to eat. Yeah, stereotypical. And I guess Carno got a little tired of it, so he decided to feed her.
Did he ever?
And I tell you, they both had a lot of fun doing this shot. I mean, I don't know if we still got outtakes on Robert Miano, but he was just having fun. What took what took about 5 seconds or more, 10 seconds in the game, we were filming for a half hour because he kept ad-libbing all these different lines, coming up with different ones as he's doing it.
All right. Thank you, Big Kahuna. And hello to you. You're another Oakhurst guy. That's great. All right, what's up next? Boy, I tell you, something about Sierra Online and their love of blonde women. There's all the women in Fantas 2 are blonde. Tori is blonde. This gal was what was the other one that we watched recently?
We had a
It was in
Yeah.
Tex Murphy.
Oh, right. Tex Murphy too. Yeah. No.
Well, this is a shot that I was told to take. They need a portrait shot of all the actresses that played the wives. And really, for no rhyme or reason, how I was supposed to take these pictures.
No, it's a great shot.
It's a good
And
shot.
well, one thing I
Got to
had a
reach out to
problem
that
is-
woman and send it to her. She'd probably love to see that.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea. I'll try and do that. But no, she was really nice. But I had no idea why I was taking a picture, whether it should be a close-up or so I think each one I took about a dozen shots, and problem is that she was up against a wall and we started getting shadow showing off of that. And what I didn't realize is that they're going to cut her out and make a portrait of her for the game. There's a whole bunch of portraits in the game of all the wives. So
Excellent. What do we got next?
Okay. Like Rick said, a dozen photos.
yeah, and that's Wanda Smith there.
The hint lady.
Yep.
Wow, that's great.
She was so nice, but you see that shadow that I have in there?
Oh, yeah.
And so they had a hard time cutting her out because of that, especially around her hair. But it worked. God, I wish I could remember. That's the one that played Hortensia.
And these were the ones that were used for the portraits in the game?
Yes. They got one scene where Tori discovers Adrian, or discovers all the portraits of all the ex-wives, and it's part of the mystery of the whole storyline of what's going on.
Nice.
And like I said,
and they had to create a lookalike, a dummy, so they could use it for the horror scene.
That's true. She got the trowel in the mouth.
I take back the blonde thing. I'm seeing all kinds of different colors hair here, so I'm
Maybe we should play Phantasmagoria 1 again, if you forgot who's...
I have no doubt that would make you very, very happy.
Yep. This is another...
That's what we should do, Tori. Just from now on, forget the other games. We'll just go back and forth and we'll play our games over and over again. And then we'll get to a point where we'll start speed running them, and then maybe we can beat Daniel's record, and that'll be it. That'll be all
right.
The end of conversations with Curtis.
Yeah, she might have been the gal actually that asked that question at the airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking back on it, kind of a long ways to remember. I'll have to go through the book here and remember her name.
Daniel, something went wonky with the screen.
You can leave the conversation, Paul, from the second phone.
Okay.
Hi, Roberta.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, there she is. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, I guess I didn't have you on my calendar, but I'm glad to be here.
We're happy that you made it. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Tori.
Roberta, do you remember Craig?
Greg, you are the photographer.
Yep, you hired me. Mark Siebert Mark Siebert
Yeah,
introduced us.
yeah, and it was really interesting seeing all those photographs. Actually, it was interesting going over them because it was a little shocking. I don't know. Did you feel that, Tori? Looking at all the blood and all the.
I haven't seen all the photographs
Yeah,
yet.
she's
Yeah,
watching. She's looking
Yeah,
at
we're
them
just
for the
looking
first
at.
time right now.
I didn't, yeah, I haven't, we've been really busy. I didn't even realize that that Ken had been posting them. So yeah, this is my first time seeing them in how many years? I don't.
Yeah, we've had some interesting comments from people about them. Some of them are friends. No, they kind of go, Roberta. What are you?
Hey, Roberta, your microphone's a little bit off. Daniel, do you know what might be the case, or you want to
Yeah,
talk me through
Roberta,
it?
you have a button on the bottom left with a mute button. So there's a
Yes.
small arrow. Click that, and if you have a different microphone than the one you're currently using, then please choose that.
I have no choice in what I have. I have right now. It looks like it's on microphone array, Realtek high definition audio.
Okay, so that's the only one.
I don't know. I mean, it's always been this, as far as, actually, Zoom just updated. When I tried to get into this Zoom call, it said, oh, we're updating, hold on. So I'm wondering if maybe
So do you have anything else apart from the microphone array? If not,
it says, besides that one, it says microphone HD Pro webcam C920.
try
Try
that
that
one.
one.
Try that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's
Now
so
we're
much better.
talking. Okay.
Is that
That's
better?
Yeah.
Way better.
Oh, okay.
Look at you, Roberta. Well done.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I've never had to change my microphone before, so, and never been complained about, so, oh, no. So,
Well, I think because they updated it, it probably just went back to its its
default, yeah.
its default,
might
and
have,
now it should be back. Yeah. So, but you
Yeah,
sound great
literally
now.
just-
Excellent.
Yeah,
it literally just updated, so,
Yeah.
it might have done that.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's see our next. So we're seeing. It looks like at this point we're seeing these images of Zarnav's wives, and these were
Which
taken
wife
to.
is this?
This is one that's Victoria.
I think the wives generally were employees of Sierra Online.
Oh,
I
No,
don't
this
believe.
This one was a professional.
Oh,
I-
okay.
I had to pick her up at the airport.
Oh, okay.
It's like Holly Chant. I think it's her name,
Hmm.
Holly Chant.
Yeah, Holly Chan. She played Victoria.
Okay, so I think at least one or two of them might have been employees. Am I correct on that, Craig, or wrong?
Yes, we had Dana
we-
Moody.
We saw Regina
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so those are all actresses then.
no, this one here is Wanda Smith. She's
Okay.
local, and she was the hint lady
Aha.
for all your games.
Okay. Yeah, because I knew that there were some that were employees, and not many, but a couple of them, and I wasn't quite sure who. So anyway, okay.
Wait, Craig, when you say hint lady,
This is before the internet, and there was no way of, if you got stuck in a game, whether it's
Mhm.
King's Quest or whatever, you couldn't get past a certain point, and they had a number you can call, and they would go to Wanda's desk, and she would give a hint. She wouldn't tell you how to do it. She'd just give you a hint. And
she would just
so
directly speak to people, or
Yes.
just shoot a recording, or
one at a time, she talked to him.
wow, that's crazy. The
Field
early
day.
days.
Did you ever call her, Daniel?
No, it cost like $1 a minute. It was super expensive.
I see little kid Daniel calling her.
I think we did charge for that. Yeah.
But but apparently she was also an actress in it because she's in costume. So
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
They filled in some spots. I even got a little cameo shot here someplace.
Okay, we saw that one.
Yeah, that's
So
Hortensia.
did you take these photos for continuity, like for?
No, because I really wasn't explained to me. Somebody from the main building, one of the artists said we need some pictures of the wives, and without really explaining what the motivation was here. So I
One of
just
our
took
I
numerous
think,
shots.
if it was Mark Siebert that asked you to do that, he was the project manager of Phantasmagoria. And my guess is he heard from the marketing department. And I think Sierra at that point in time, we were kind of in flux in that we were moving from Oakhurst up to Seattle at that point. And so the company was kind of divided up, and Ken and I had just literally, like a week before I started coming down to be with the shoot and all that. We had just moved to Seattle. I mean, Ken, just literally the week before from Oakhurst, kind of put all her stuff there, and then I was back to Oakhurst to be on the shoot as much as I could. And so everything was just, we were moving and other people were moving. And so my guess is if you didn't get much direction, it was probably because of that. But I'd say you did a good job though, from what
sure
I
did.
Well,
yeah.
thanks.
I just got to say, if there's a funny Trey Jowie in the chat said, Wanda told me how to make the cat cookie in King's Quest 3. So he remembers calling and getting Wanda to give a little bit of, that's fun. All right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here we go. And now we get into the blood and gore.
The blood and gore. Yeah, that's David Holmes and of course Tori. And
Seen
I
this
think
one?
at this point, the way you're looking, Peter Maris, our director, is giving instructions at this point. And that mask that David's wearing, that was the only one we had, I believe. And we had to keep reusing it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
when-
Cindy was struggling to keep it on after a while because you remember that?
It kept deteriorating. She'd have to take it off and then put it back on, and then take it off and put it back on. And yeah, but she did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things we did. Not really with any foresight. We just kind of whatever it took to get this thing done.
That's true. Well, this kind of game had never been done before. And
Oh, I know.
And I mean, this was we were really out there, doing stuff that never even been conceived of doing, and especially with the blue screen, and and how you integrate 3D rendered images into a game with actors. So you've got real people and video with the computer renderings, and to try to put actors into a rendered world. I mean, you don't even really see it in movies much either. So that's it. Was every single day was an experimentation in a sense.
Yeah, it felt that way in some ways, but it also felt like you guys, were very capable and knew what you were doing, but it did feel like it was something like very new.
Very new, very new. Yes.
It was.
Well, even though you winged it most of the time, it came out very professional. So kudos.
Yeah, I think, I hadn't seen it in a long, I hate to tell you how long, until I started joining you guys, doing this, and joining you and watching you, Tori, play the game with you, and going through the game. And I was watching it, and I was thinking, it still looks really good. It really does. It's seems to me that it's held its own. And although the sound quality I was never happy with, and there's always a little bit of this echoey sound, and that's because of the big building we were in. You know, we were not in a sound studio at all, and that's the part. But I do think we did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah,
we had sound blankets hanging from the rafters, trying to cut down on some of that echo.
Yeah, did the best we could, that's for sure.
I love the fact that all of the wires are on the floor, a very safe work environment in general.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a fire extinguisher in the
background.
There you
go. Yeah, there is. Look at that.
No, I was so happy with all our actors. None of them had any egos or anything. It was real pleasant working with them.
Everybody was having fun, I think, for the most part. It was a lot of work, though. I mean, we had long hours, many days. It was almost 4 months or 3 or 4 months.
Well, there's a lot of times when everybody would go home, I'd be there painting the stage again because they had all the marks on the floor, and I had to paint over all of them. So about twice a week, I painted the floor.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'd be there till 11, 12 o'clock at night.
So you were the floor painter and also the photographer, huh?
Oh yeah, and
the set guy.
I dumped the trash also.
And did you help put together the sets?
Yeah, because they had a problem sometimes when, like I said, I worked at theater as a stage crew, and everybody else was winging it. I'm kind of sitting back watching, and I would come in when I see that they're kind of struggling with a situation, and boom, get it done.
Yeah.
We got some shots coming up. I'll show you what I was talking about. I'll tell you later.
Everybody's got some, just their brains bashed out there. It's hilarious, man.
And they're so casual about it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Now I have to say something here as we go into these, because one of the things is, because I always did King's Quest and mixed up Mother Goose and these, other than the Laura Bow mystery series, which was a murder mystery, detective kind of thing, but this was pretty gory, and a lot of people say to me, Roberta, we can't imagine that you could think up this stuff like this, and I say, well, I can't. I can't. And you may remember Andy Hoyos was our art director, and I had worked on the script for this, and I invited Andy Hoyos to join me quite a bit when first writing the script, and for these areas, because he, as the art director, he planned the house, the look of the house, and the whole game, and they're beautiful. He did a great job, but I wanted him involved with the story, and when we would come to these parts, like, so how are these people going to die again? What is going to happen? And I mean, I knew, in the script it says, that Carno is going to kill wife 1 or wife 2 or wife 3 or whatever, or Tori, or, Adrian, or whoever else. And I would say, you know what? I'm giving this to you, Andy. You figure this one out, because
you gave it to the right guy, or maybe the wrong guy.
I gave it to the right guy for sure. But I was like, I can't, people can't say, Roberta, you can come up with this stuff, and also that I just couldn't. And
you learned the art of, as a wonderful leader, you learned the art of delegation when necessary.
I did. When it came to it. So I just had to throw this out here that, because it gets pretty gory here as we go through these pictures. And
but they're very casual about it. I mean, if you look at it, it looks like he's saying, okay, guys, lunch. And you know,
And this
And he did
character
a great
was
job. Let's just say he did a great job on
for
this film.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
This is, I can't remember his name suddenly.
Ha.
That's the one that was having the affair with
Fair,
Car-
right.
Exactly. It was.
here are the markings on the floor. You had to clean up every day.
That's him and
Oh, yeah. You can see
less
those markings.
bloody times.
Well,
Well, I think
that
Tori should be able to tell you how particular you had to be, where you were standing, where you were sitting. Your movements had to be very, very carefully thought out because we had to place actors.
Oh yeah, so there
in-
were always marks on the floor where you were supposed to stand and how far you could move and yeah, where and then we could also see where we were in relation to the set on the screen.
Right.
One of
Yeah.
our comments in the chat was talking about how she was 11 years old when this came out. And I just find that more and more, and Roberta, I wonder if you have heard this too from the fans, is that so many of fans of this game, they encountered it at a very young age. Of course, it wasn't meant to. It was, the box was all about mature content, nobody under 17, but that's just catnip for teenagers and
Exactly.
Oh God, of course.
so so many people watch these games and were I don't want to say scarred, but they have very
I don't think they
very
were scarred. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we turned anybody into serial killers or
No, I
anything
don't think so.
like that. I mean,
You may have turned a bunch of people into some hardcore gamers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But that's that was the point, right?
Daniel, were you scarred?
Well, I was 12.
You were 12.
you
Were you
scarred?
scarred?
I wasn't
You have not-
scarred. I was severely messed up.
Well, that may have nothing to do with the game, Daniel. That's
Yeah.
that might have there might be more going on there.
Okay. So wait, Tori, did you
great
understand
picture.
the markings on the floor?
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Tic-tac-toe.
Well, we
Yeah,
used a blue pen to draw out angles where a wall is, not to cross here. We had if you're opening a door, we'd have a regular, I don't remember what they're called now. Anyways, we painted blue, so we set the scene so that when they grab the handle and push it open, the art would follow later on and kind of give them a target.
Yeah,
Like I said-
the blue just disappeared all of the computer graphics,
Mhm.
so that the people themselves were just there alone in nothing really. And but then programming put the computer graphics in replacement of the blue screen. So the actors, they were always acting without, so many times kind of not even knowing where they were. In this case, these two actors were probably sitting on a couch, a sofa, or
Yeah.
maybe
There,
chairs.
right,
As a gazebo.
the
At the
gazebo.
gazebo, so there was probably some kind of chairs or bench or something that they were sitting on, but what they were sitting on was just a computer image. And so what the blue did is just disappear from the camera. It just disappears the computer image where we're gonna place the actors into. So when they were he's sitting on a blue box. So then it's just replaced under him whatever he was sitting on in
the gazebo.
programming. In the gazebo.
Right.
Oh yeah, the gazebo would be
So-
around them. And
I mean, I could just see how complicated it was, though, just like what Craig was saying about the direction the door opens and making sure that, because doors open differently. Some, go
Yeah.
out, some go in, and everything has to match what was drawn, and you have to yeah, so that's,
So when
it's
you reached out to
complicated.
open a door, you had to reach to the right spot where the handle is or the
Yeah,
doorknob,
so
Yeah.
you
complicated.
know? And you didn't have any idea because there was no door there at all. So
Oh my God,
you had
wasn't it
to,
making your head explode trying to figure this out? Must have been just like, oh my God, how are you gonna do this?
it was very difficult, very difficult. And nobody has done this as far as I know. Again, since we did it, nobody else has
It's too
done this.
hard.
Even Phantasmagoria 2 was actually shot in an actual setting, you know, in an old, you know, a creepy building. And so it was shot more like an actual movie,
Yeah.
which was easier actually to do it that way than this way. But we could be, I guess, more fanciful doing it this way as well.
There's our buddy.
Yeah.
He was great.
Tori.
That's
Look
a,
at those sneakers.
such an attractive picture.
Well,
Little did you know at this point that you'd be wearing.
Not the sexiest outfit.
So unflattering. Oh my God.
But well,
Right.
you were so pretty that it didn't matter.
Oh, that's
You look beautiful in anything. It didn't matter.
Oh, thank you.
yeah, I had to take a whole bunch of pictures like that one because that was part of the game where Dawn tears up all the pictures in this photo room, Photoshop. And so I must have taken 20 different pictures of Tori here.
Yeah,
You'll see
Tori's
him.
in most of these, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is the main character in the
It
game.
comes in
In
handy.
every
That makes
single
sense.
shot.
Yeah, so that, yeah, she's always there on screen. Always.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, it seems like he actually had something in his pocket over here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it was
think
the
it was.
script.
Maybe his cigarettes in a
Gum.
lighter. Or in between shots.
I don't know.
No, maybe it's the snowman. No, I have the
Maybe.
snowman. I had the snowman at this point, don't I? I
I think
think
you
so.
do.
Yeah, I think you do.
That was probably in your lap or, you know, so you could lift it up.
Still have bug on the floor.
Well, like I said, there's going to be a lot like that simply because
So
they
she
wanted
was
variety.
Aw, that's a great shot.
So bug on the
Oh, yeah.
floor, fly on the wall.
Yeah, there was a lot of standing that she had to do to be in a particular spot and say, look over here at this spot, you know, because you're looking at,
Hmm.
I don't know, a picture on the wall, a painting, or you're looking at whatever, but she can't see it. She doesn't know, the actress, Tori doesn't know what she's looking at. So that's one of the things, I think that was probably the main thing that I did. I wasn't really directing the actors. That was Peter, our director, Peter Maris, and as a professional director. But my job was to keep it as a game, because Peter, as a movie director, could only really see this as a movie and want to shoot it that way. And I would say a lot, we have to remember this is a game. We're not
Yeah.
doing an interactive movie. This is actually a game. And so I was constantly kind of, and then by the same measure, I would say to Tori or any of the other actors, you know, you're looking at, I don't know, a door, you know, and you're wondering if you should go through it or
Don't
something
go
like that.
through it.
Tori
Don't go
would say to
through
me a
it.
lot, yeah, don't go through it. Tori would say to me a lot, and what am I thinking here? What is the mood? How am I supposed to be reacting? Because she's not looking at anything but
Mhm.
blue, you know, so she
Well,
doesn't know.
We weren't always shooting in order either. So I don't know where a lot of it
Yes.
was out of context. So I
That's
had to
true.
ask you what's the context of this? Like what's going on and where am I
Right.
coming from so that I could figure out what I'm thinking, you know?
Right. Yeah, the script was 550 pages, more or less. And a typical movie script is what, like maybe 90 pages, 100 pages, something like that.
110,
And
I think.
this was 5 times as big of a script as a typical movie. And the reason is because it's a game, you're jumping around, depending on what the player wants to do.
Mhm.
They're not necessarily following this story in a linear way. They're
Right.
I mean, obviously it is a linear story. It is. But as the designer of a game like this, I have to make sure that there's plenty of exploring that the gamer can do, that they're not stuck with, well, you have to go over here because this is what the script calls for. And then you have to go over here and then you have to do this and you have to do that in a linear, like in a movie. But in this case, the player can go way off, they can just, they should go over here and solve this puzzle. Instead, they go, no, they should go down the basement, right? And do whatever they need to down there. But instead, the player is, no, I think I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go outside. I want to go to town. And I have to, as the script says, and as a game designer, I have to let them do that if that's what they want to do.
That's what I
And
like about the game, that you can do that,
Me too. That's my just as when Tori and I played it the first time. Just what I really like is just being able to go into a room and then go back into that room and sort of explore it again and a little bit. There are just a lot. What you create with this game and is a atmosphere that starts to work on you, and part of that atmosphere is the ability to sort of experience a room, even if there's nothing, even if you've gotten all the things that you need to get to advance the story, you can still go into that room and look at things and check things out and double check things. And that really, I find that to be a really great element to the game that ultimately really gets into your bloodstream as you continue to move on.
yeah, but that explains why Tori had to ask a lot. What is the context here? Because she wasn't really following. None of the actors were a linear script as actors are used to.
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest thing besides writing a script and designing a game, was to explain not only to the actors but to the director as well, what's going on here, and to have them understand. At first, it was confusing for everybody, other than me or Mark Siebert, our project manager, or the people who work for Sierra Online who were in this. They understood, but the actors and the, like I said, the director they had to come to realize it after a while, which they did. After a while, they got it and they understood it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh my
Tori.
God, do we have to look at all of these?
Oh, you can skip through some of these, Daniel.
It's
Don't keep
okay.
going back. Let's keep going. Let's keep
Yeah,
moving forward.
I took a lot.
Yeah,
No,
let's keep moving.
I'm not insulting your photography is great. It's just,
No, yeah.
just
There's the
We've
file
got
that
300.
wall
We've
there.
got 300 to get through here. Let's keep it moving.
I think actually Ken and I have talked about maybe winnowing out some of
Oh,
these
that's
that
awesome.
are so repetitive, that one or two or maybe three of them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's great.
When is this going to end? Tori thought to herself.
but you did a great job getting a lot of different moods.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this was Dana Moody, one of our, I think she was an artist over
Yeah,
at
I
the
was going
building.
to say, I thought she was an employee, an
Yeah.
artist or one of the Sierra people.
Yeah, I ran into her about 5 years ago, and she recognized me. I didn't know who she was until she said her name.
Until
Uh-huh.
she rotated her head 360.
That was actually a neat trick.
Yeah, we had to figure out how to do that to make it work. Actually,
That is,
actually, Andy Hoyos, no, he was very involved in a lot of this too, to try to figure these out.
I'm
Yeah,
glad I'm glad I didn't see any of these pictures before he directed Phantasmagoria 2. It might have been to not. I'm glad I didn't know.
Oh, you might not have wanted to take the job.
It might have given me pause. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
that
I'm kidding.
is horrific. That is horrific.
it is.
I need to get a copy of that one. That one.
Yeah.
That is horrific. I love it.
Yeah. Let's keep.
I mean, look at my teeth.
I know the
looks
teeth. That's
Well,
the
your
part
head
that
is
really.
being split in half by the
I know, but
guillotine.
it looks so
That's
real.
what it is.
It's so scary. That's so scary.
Yeah.
Wait, so you had the second orange sweater?
Oh, I had to buy her a new shirt and dye it, trying to figure out what color that was. Rust orange.
I remember the color because our project manager, Mark Siebert, he actually bought all of the shirts. I don't know, maybe not this one, but he bought, I think it was like 3 or 4 or 5 shirts.
Yeah,
They
we
were all
ran out at
white.
one time.
Yeah,
Now
and
this is.
he actually dyed each one because they were originally white, and he dyed each one of them in his washing machine, I think. And the
Oh,
color was pumpkin.
yeah.
One of the questions is that a puppet or is that like a mask or makeup? What is it that
It's not makeup.
It's a latex.
latex mask? Yeah.
They took a mold.
Yeah.
Is the
They did-
hair is the hair a wig or is that your hair?
No, there's another photo of both of them, Tori and
Oh,
the
right.
mold.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
this isn't Tori, Paul.
Let's keep going.
This is not Tori.
So hard to see. Keep it moving. Oh, there she is.
There we go.
That's
A
the one.
bodiless story.
So is this the one that gets ripped in half? That I think they had a couple of heads, right?
Yeah, we had several of these to utilize.
So we've
I
asked
believe-
this
I
question
believe.
numerous times, and I'll just there's a lot of questions going on in the chat, and we've answered this on several previous episodes. But if you don't mind, Roberta, could you talk about why you chose the color orange for Tori's shirt?
Well, I didn't actually. Mark
that was
Siebert
probably,
is
yeah,
the project
director.
manager, because he's the one that actually did he dyed the DYED, the shirts. They were, like I said, they were white, and he bought them and said that he would just dye them a color. And the reason for orange is that it shows up well over a blue screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
That's
had
right.
one orange shirt. It was the pants I only had one pair of.
Gotcha.
Pants you
Yeah,
had one pair of. And
have a hole in the
when,
knee.
and when using a blue screen, you have to be really careful of the colors that the people are wearing. Like you can't wear anything blue or anything in a blue range. So even like purple was not good, or greens, anything that would be in a cool, bluish or whatever shade, we had to stay away from.
Gotcha.
So it's the opposite colors from blue, warm colors worked out better. So
That's
you will
great.
notice that that the colors that the actors wear, they're white, or they're more pinks or warm colors, yellows, oranges, things like that.
Nice.
Red.
There's
Yeah,
our comic relief.
Steve Bailey and Joy something.
V. Joy Lee.
BJ Lee. Yeah.
Joy Lee. Yeah.
She was really funny, wasn't she, Tori?
Yeah, she was very
And
funny.
she really got into this.
Mm.
So did he.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
fun.
that was fun to work with.
Yeah.
It was always fun when we had, other actors come, because it was, we were doing a lot of this, it felt repetitive, some of the stuff, because there was a lot of repetitive walking and turning and fidgeting and
Right.
And they
Well,
actually
that's
got
the
to
nature of
peel
an
real
adventure game.
potatoes.
That's the nature of a game because you were the person that the player was directing to move around. And so we had to think of different ways for you to move or fidget. We didn't want you to just go stand there like a statue, so we the point was to try to make you seem alive, that you were still there. When the player stopped you anywhere in any room or any part of the game, we wanted to give a sense that you were still there, you're still moving, you're breathing, you're, whatever. And
Yeah.
that was important.
Oh, you had
No.
fidgets too, right?
That's
You had
right. We should have a we'll have to do like a
A fidget
Fidget
war.
con-
mashup. We should do a
Fidget
mashup
off?
of all the
Oh,
fidgeting that we've
I
done
was
in
thinking
our
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
every time we play like another FMV game from that era, the first thing I do is I check out the fidgeting of the actors and see if we're up to our standards, Tori. And so far they're nowhere near. We were
Really? Oh,
we were
yay.
quite the fidgeting.
Yeah.
One of our chat comments
Oh.
that just came up, I'm not gonna say his name right. He says, I'm wondering if there was any footage shot that went unused for whatever reason. And my guess is that must be yes. And I also guess that must be probably can't remember too much of that. But do you have were there any scenes that you wrote that for whatever reason ultimately just didn't make it because of
I remember that. I
Yeah.
don't remember, shooting something and then it not being used,
Okay.
especially if it was, fairly important. I mean,
Right.
but because I'm usually when I write the scripts for or designs for any of my games, they're pretty well thought out, and they kind of have to be to fit because you've got puzzles and obstacles and things that the player needs to solve or objects they need to use and how they use them. And so it's by the time the design is done, it's there, and
Yeah.
anything that would deviate from it could mess up the whole thing. So probably most things that we shot
Made it.
made it. I
Yeah.
can't think
I
of
like-
anything that we did that
I
didn't.
love this picture. You can see Tori sort of just smiling, and you can tell you're getting a kick out of hanging out with your
Anyway,
Your
doppelganger there.
doppelganger. Yeah.
it's so
Now-
great that you took all these photos, Craig.
It's nice. I like it.
Now, speaking of unused footage, we recently found deleted scenes from Phantasmagoria 2 that we're going to share with you guys in the near future. So stay
Oh,
tuned
great.
for
Really?
that.
Ooh, that's
Well,
exciting.
well.
Great.
I want to see that.
Oh, this is lovely.
This took a nice turn.
This is lovely.
Horrible. I don't want to see that.
It's like a
I can see my teeth.
Well, it did show the mechanics involved there, because they had some blood squirting up from the esophagus.
It's so horrible. Oh my
In
God.
case anybody wants to know what this is, and maybe I shouldn't say, but should I say?
You should.
End of the game, this is at the end of the game. I mean, basically, if the player does something wrong, doesn't do what they're supposed to, she dies in a very horrific way, and it's via I lost the word.
not a guillotine, but sort of
Guillotine.
like a guillotine kind of.
Guillotine.
Yeah.
It's a guillotine type contraption. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the wire that was used to pull the head apart from both sides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can't see it in the game though. You don't see the wires
I
in
know.
the game. Yeah.
This is some movie magic right here. Here's Tori with
So you can see there in this picture that the other ones of Tori with her face just all, distorted, and it was never actually Tori.
Hmm.
That's my son, Chris.
Aw.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was we called him best boy. You know, if you look at the credits for Phantasmagoria, Chris Williams is the best boy, but it really was the gopher. I said, Chris, go make everybody coffee, you know, or you know, do this, do that. He was 14 years old there.
Did you
Wow.
still
It was
eat
in the
Eggo
summer.
waffles?
It was in the
Handsome
summer,
young
and
lad.
it was in the summer. He needed something to do. So
That's great.
yeah,
How old was he here?
14.
Wow. Isn't that something when you see a random shot of your kid at an earlier age? It always
Yeah.
brings back memories.
Yeah.
So he's from the same generation as us, the kids
Yeah.
who were messed up
Yeah,
by
he's
this
a
game.
grown up now. He's a big grown up and married. So
Yeah.
he doesn't really look like that anymore.
Okay. Well, this scene here, we got our firemen because we're going to set Carno's head on fire, which is a prop, of course. And I don't know if it was used in the game or not, but it was decided they wanted that whole thing to turn. So
Oh, it
while
was.
it's on, yeah, while I'm down on my hands and knees for some scenes, turning it by hand, we were very
It probably
professional.
was in the game. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I haven't played to that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's Roberta.
There's
Nice.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing something. I must have turned my head quickly. My hair's flinging
Yeah, you
out.
got a little flip there going.
Little flip going on.
Hmm.
Here
It's
again.
Randy.
It's funny, Roberta. My son is 14 right now, and you know, this is, and it's funny you say that he doesn't look like that anymore. And of course not, because you know
Yeah.
he was still a kid, and
Yeah.
it's just so interesting to that you have a adult son, and mine's the age that your son was at the time, and I don't know what he's going to ultimately look like when he gets to that age of adulthood. You know, it'll be interesting to see what
You know, it's funny because I have two sons, and my older son, DJ, he from the time he was a little baby until now, he still looks like him, basically. He didn't change. I mean, he's changed, of course. I
right,
mean,
but you can see the
you
similarities
can see,
throughout.
you know, that it's the same person. But Chris really changed a lot. He was one of those, when he was 14, he looked completely different from when he was a very young child, and looks completely different now as an adult from either of those two times. So
Fascinating, yeah.
people are different. Some people
Mhm.
remain kind of looking like themselves, and others change a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe Phantasmagoria changed him because he worked on the
Maybe,
set.
maybe that's what it was. We scared him too much.
Yeah.
Craig, can you remind me? Oh, can you go back to that one photo?
Yeah.
Can you remind me their names of
Sure,
the
that's
guys?
Randy Littlejohn on the camera, and that's Bob Ballou holding the arm extensions.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Bob
Bob.
Ballou, yeah.
Yeah, Bob Ballou, he was the stage manager. He
Yeah.
used to work at our old studio, and before we
Where
came
was the
across this one,
where was the old studio?
the Enterprise Center. It was
Is
just,
it
it
in
was,
Oakhurst?
yeah,
In
over
Oakhurst.
where the Vaughn Center is. There's a whole bunch of commercial buildings over there, and they just had one in there with blue droppings and a blue floor, and they would I seen pictures. They would take a character and then digitize them so that they were animated looking
Mhm.
for some of our games.
Or
Oh,
maybe do animations
Mm-hmm.
in there. Some of
Hmm.
the early 3D animations.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, there, and that's Peter Maris, the director on the left.
Yep.
That's you.
That's me.
David.
Nope. That was one of those other cut scenes where
I think he was dying here, the
Right.
character Don.
yeah, I
And
think
and we have the entity, the evil entity flying out of him and leaving him, and he goes back to being wonderful Don, you know, the good guy at the very end, and they're telling each other they love each other and all that, and then he dies, unfortunately, but
We
that's
saw that one.
yeah.
We saw that one as well.
Young Malcolm.
Young Malcolm.
Somebody sent me a note saying that they
Cindy.
married to him.
What happened? That they're what? Married to him?
Oh, that they're married. Yeah, like Roberta was saying about Chris, is that these kids grow up. And one person wanted me to send them some pictures of him, some of the scenes with him. He played young Malcolm.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah.
Craig, what does the bloop mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Do you know, Craig?
No, these
I don't
scenes,
remember that. Or Tori, do you remember that?
I don't remember Bloop.
this
Bloop.
scene,
Bloop.
well, this is where we use the full motion video, where they got the camera on the tracks and it comes in and zooms in on Tori on the chair, and
B-loop.
something to do with them.
I think it's B-loop.
Oh,
I think-
B-loop. Oh, that's probably what
Oh.
it is.
Oh, I like bloop better.
Yeah.
I like Bloop. I think it's B-loop.
I'm sticking
That's
with bloop.
Mark Siebert sitting there. He was the project manager.
Oh,
Wasn't
yeah.
he also, who was your composer again?
Mark Siebert.
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah, Mark Siebert. He did
Yeah.
the music as well.
One of the,
Yeah.
someone in the chat was saying we should have a listening party to the Phantasmagoria 1 soundtrack sometime.
Well, I
It is-
already recorded my conversation with Mark Siebert and we listened to the Phantasmagoria soundtrack.
Oh, you
Ah.
did that. Oh, you did that without us, did you? Oh, okay. Well, way to go. Nice. Thanks for telling us. Appreciate it.
Oh, that's Cindy Jordan in the front there. She's
Yeah.
our makeup artist.
Makeup lady. Yep.
And then that's
Cindy.
Cindy.
oh,
Um,
I'm having a brain fart here.
oh,
It was
We
Peter's
talked-
wife.
oh, that was Sunny.
Sunny, thank you. Sunny Meredith.
Was
I
Sunny was
should-
sitting next to Cindy?
Yep,
Was-
sitting next to Cindy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there's Sunny.
And then young Malcolm.
Young
Yeah,
Malcolm.
yeah, it looks like young Malcolm there.
And then that's Bill and Randy, right?
Bill
dog is gonna
and
get-
Yeah, this is Bill.
it looks
Yeah,
like
that's Bill Crow.
Mm-hmm.
yep, and I think Peter
And-
Maris is over there bending over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Peter
And
on the
this-
far left there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no, there he is. Peter's on the far left, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
one
sure
with
who's-
the one with the brown shirt. They're part of the crew for the full motion video.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
what they called it.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this orange prop? A bunch of orange t-shirts?
Extra
we-
sheets.
No, they're actually kind of reddish in color. They're sandbags that we
Oh,
had to. Yeah, we'd have some things where we have to weigh it down. So if it's a microphone or something like that that's fully extended, we'd put the sandbags on it so it wouldn't tip over.
Do you remember what scene this was we were shooting?
Yeah, you can see the tracks as you pan back
Yeah.
over here on the floor here.
Oh, yeah.
Those are
What's
the
that?
tracks for the camera.
Or
And
the
this is
intro.
the scene. Well, we had two scenes where we used them. We used one where it's moving in on Tori as she's
Or I'm
sitting
in the black
chair.
dress.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That one?
Sitting in the in the guillotine thing.
and I think also they use that for the where you're outside going up to the telescope and they're kind of motion around, zooming in on it at an angle.
Oh, yes. Yes. I know what you mean.
The things we couldn't do, because all ours are still cameras, we couldn't move them around because we had a fixed background.
Right.
And so in these scenes, they did their magic.
Well, and that's some of the other things that we did, when certain scenes had to be done that required specific instrumentation or specialists, or it was going to be especially difficult to do, we would try to gang them all together, even though they weren't in sequence, and get them done, and then
Right.
go back to the easier stuff, although nothing was really that easy.
No.
So this was from the intro when he opens his camera
Mhm.
bag and takes out the
Mhm.
camera.
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a few scenes that were up high, as you see Randy here.
You know, the nice thing about these pictures, it does show to the gamers out there that we really did, we're in a studio and that we
Yeah.
really shot all this stuff. And we did a lot of special effects and everything that you would see in movies. And the whole blue screen, everything we did was, you know, getting a really good view of how we did it and what we did, which I think is great.
Yeah.
This is the scene we were talking about.
There
Yeah.
you go.
The one time Tori got to wear something else.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No,
I came
that's
in-
not the one time.
I
It's
came
not?
in late.
Oh, yeah.
Got to
No.
wear a
Nightgown.
nightgown in another
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. I came in late to this scene, and Tori, I don't know how many screams you gave. It's like a half hour screaming, you remember?
Yeah.
I was outside coming back from shopping, and I hear you scream, and I jumped out of my truck and I come racing inside there, and oh, okay, never mind.
You thought you were going to save her, huh?
Oh, well, that was a horrifying scream.
Well, why, thank you.
That was great. Had me going.
You look exhausted, Tori.
I screamed a lot.
Oh, a lot. I don't know how you had a
Probably
voice
was
after that.
exhausted in that picture.
I'm just in love with Bloop. Gotta say, Bloop. We gotta somehow put that on our channel. That could be the next.
Bloop.
You know,
Fun to say.
Maybe Bloop was a character they cut from the final game. You know, just like Blob. You have Blob
Yeah,
and
right.
Bloop.
Bloop and Blob.
Bloop was my rat.
Yeah, that's right.
I do hope that when people see these pictures, they realize what a feat it is. I think that we did. I
The
mean,
comments we're getting, I really, you do get a sense. And
Yeah.
who was it that just wrote? I think it was Zen said the shots are great. I never truly considered the scale of work behind these scenes. So people are
well,
really,
yeah, you know, a lot of people, I've gotten asked over the years, what's the favorite game I ever worked on? And I always say this one. And because they always expect me to say King's Quest, you know, and I would say it is one of my favorites. It is King's Quest. But this was the absolute favorite for me to work on because even though it was so complex and difficult and experimental and all that to work on, and it was hard work and a lot of work, and it was stressful at times, and but it was so it was fun, but it's challenging, and it was just it's something you feel really proud of, even though the subject matter is a bit on the you know, gory side, I guess you could say, but still, this the challenge of what we did was so
absolutely.
satisfying, and to do things that are really hard that other people don't do or haven't thought of doing or would be scared perhaps of trying to do, and then you do it, is very it's more than satisfying. It
Yeah.
sort of changes you, and so that's why I'm really happy about these photographs for people to
Yeah.
see.
Well, we
we
got
are
a
also
nice.
happy. Yeah. Go
We
ahead.
just got a nice donation from Bloop, by the way. Thank you,
Oh.
Bloop, for your kind,
That's so fun.
generous donation. Yeah, people are commenting quite a bit about, and also, you know, as Maureen Dalek just said, you know, people forget. I mean, nowadays it's so easy to shoot with video and with your phones, and you really can. But no one. I think it's hard to remember just how difficult it was to capture video back then. You guys were really, you know, doing this stuff for the first time, you know?
Yeah. Now this is me. You can't tell, but it is. I'm actually mopping up blood on the floor. Not real blood.
Yeah,
Not
so
real
Craig
blood.
wasn't the only one who was cleaning the floor.
No, I actually got out there.
I had a
was-
helper.
I remember doing that. Yeah. Yeah,
There you are.
there I am.
See, I'm
reporting
behind the camera, so I'm not mopping.
There, yeah, that's a great picture. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
The outfit is kind of weird, but
It was
Appropriate for a mop.
yeah, appropriate for mopping, right?
The glamorous life of running a studio, huh, Roberta?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
so
there
there's
she is.
there's hers. Oh,
Hortensia.
she had the trowel.
Yeah, she was the trowel lady. Yeah.
Christine Norman. Oh,
What was this
We-
for?
well, we had a scene that Carnal killed the one woman that drank a lot. It was one wife. Got the wine bottle shoved into her eye.
Mhm.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
had a scene where he's getting rid of her body and he's dumping her into a barrel of wine.
Oh, yeah.
And so it called for this shot. And so this is something I had to make because it had to be strong enough to support that water and still put a camera underneath it. And then we'd have the actress with the prosthetic in her eye come over and stick her head into that water. And so this is a bottom scene of the barrel looking up.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I don't remember. This looks very like a so
I had to make that. I had to come
now
up.
I'll have to back and watch it
Well, you
again.
were very
Doesn't look that
creative.
stable over here. Seems like it's gonna fall at any minute.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Huh. I don't know that I
Well-
remember either. I wonder maybe, well, Tori, since you weren't part of the scene, you might have not been there. I don't know that I was there either. I don't
Yeah, I
quite
might
remember
not
that.
Arno and Hortensia.
Yeah, with the
That looks
mold.
like they're going to be the wine bottle.
No, that's
No,
that's-
Or
this
no,
is
trowel
this
maybe.
this one's a
Oh
trowel.
boy.
Yeah, the trowel. Okay, yeah.
I think Andy had a wicked mind.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the trowel. Okay, yeah.
Too pretty to have a trowel in her mouth.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
that's
Phoebe.
that's
Joy.
Joy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw this one. This is the bed. The bed with the hands.
That's my one scene is in this one. I'm the middle hands.
Oh,
Oh.
Really?
Oh, the hands. Oh, yeah. I think, wasn't Mark Siebert under there with you?
And Mark Siebert,
I think he
myself,
was.
and David was one of the other hands.
Oh, okay.
I think David had his hands over your mouth. I had your arms, and the thing is, Mark Siebert had your legs.
I think he did the face. I think Mark Siebert's
Mark
fingers
Siebert
came
did the
out
face?
and over her mouth, I think.
Well, I want to redo the scene because I didn't have action hands. Everybody's got these clawed fingers, and mine are just
Well,
like.
Mark Siebert, I remember, had long, thin fingers, I believe. So I was thinking it was him that came up and put his hands over her face.
hmm. I don't remember who was where under there.
Yeah. There's me again.
There you go.
Probably explaining to Peter that let's remember this is a game, because I remember doing that a lot. Not a movie, this is a game. We have to remember.
Peter did a great job as far as keeping a nice calm set and
Yep.
working with everybody. And I've seen different directors out there, and it was so nice to have somebody like him.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the
We
script.
almost didn't get him as our director. When we first hired him, he came, he flew up from Hollywood to Fresno, because Oakhurst was up in the mountains up above Fresno. And he flew into Fresno, and like that night, he came down with a terrible fungal infection. And he had to go to the hospital in
Oh, wow.
Fresno. It was that bad. He was really, really sick. And we don't know where he got it from. We don't know, but he was in the hospital for a few days, and I guess they were giving him like super strong antibiotics, and he almost we thought we were going to lose him as a not lose him like he was going to not make it, but lose him as our director. And but then he got better, and he came on
Wow.
up, and we did the game. But he was I remember him being very, very sick with this strange fungal infection.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was. So, but he's okay. He was okay, you know. You see, he looks hale and healthy there.
This is the scene we were going to shoot outside using the sky as a blue screen. And unfortunately, that day wasn't too
Blue.
kind to us. Well, we had clouds blowing through all the time, and it's just, we'd had it set, and then all of a sudden we didn't. So we ended up doing this indoors.
Wow.
And this is the scene where Tori climbs across the pipe to get over a gap in the floor.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is one of those things I was told today we need this prop.
Right, so you
And
have to pump water through the pipe somehow,
yeah,
right?
I mean, I was never in on the production. They would tell me what they need that day. And we had Capital Pipe right next door. So I raced over there, buy a whole bunch of stuff, and trying to figure out how am I going to make water leak out of this. So I cut slots in the thread part, then screwed it all together and prayed
Well,
that
you
it
were
worked.
the right guy because you figured it out.
Yeah.
So,
I had to do that so quickly too. I think I had about, I don't know, 20 minutes to get this whole thing done.
Oh my God, that's amazing. It worked really well.
It
yeah.
did.
So,
You're
Daniel,
a genius. You're a genius, Craig.
yes, you are.
Problem
Daniel, in case you're worried about not having another potential stream for Phantasmagoria content, CompuArt just sent us a little gift, and his suggestion is a live stream with all the XYs of Carno would be fun. So you can
Wow.
keep that in your back pocket for the next one.
That's great. That's a great idea.
Look at you breaking into a blue disc.
Which
I think she's got a fireplace poker.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is the fireplace. This is what this looks like, where she has to use a poker to fireplace poker to get some cement out from the bricks. You know,
Yeah,
holding
that's what I was
the
thinking
fireplace.
too.
It's a brick fireplace, and she has to get the cement or the concrete out between the bricks so she could remove the bricks, and then she could.
Yeah.
but I end up using the
The letter
Letter
opener. Yeah.
oops,
That's right.
giving things away.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. In the end, you do.
You know what, Tori? I think if at this point, 30 something years later, we can give away whatever we want to without worrying about spoilers. That's okay.
Yeah, spoiling the last puzzle from the first chapter is fine.
All right, well, I don't know what I was trying to open with the fire poker.
I
Is
think
that
you're
true? I was
breaking.
thinking
No,
it was.
it's in the
wall.
crypt. It's in the crypt when you open the crypt.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Even I forgot that. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
Right,
where
the
this is
letter
where the
opener.
fans are gonna know more than the creators. I'll tell you that much. They're
You
gonna.
know, a script that was written over 30 years ago. I mean, it does sort of go away.
You've done a lot of
Oh,
them.
this guy, God, he
Oh.
was
He was a character.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a character.
That's another
And-
one of those.
And they actually gave you a real armchair and not a blue box to sit on.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that.
How
We
is
did.
why is that? What I mean,
I don't know. I don't remember why.
We
It
took
was
that
just
right
a-
out of the green
It was
room.
probably just a stand-in until they brought the blue box in for the actual shoot.
Oh, hold on. I've got a phone call.
Well,
is
this guy
Ken.
got really into
Well,
his scene. He had to have a cigar,
yeah.
chewing on that
Okay.
thing.
Oh, and this is the woman who was sitting on his lap, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just a local here in town someplace. I shouldn't say local.
Or
She li
just,
she lived up here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Saw that one. I saw
Babalu.
this one.
Yeah, well, we saw
There are
those.
several duplicates. This is the bed from a different view.
Yeah, you know, that was actually painful doing. We had to be contortionists for three of us underneath that thing trying to reach up.
Yeah, that must have been awkward.
It was
But
awkward.
it's
I
funny.
remember it was difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that this was how the bed was set up. I imagined it on wood, but it was actually, it wasn't.
Yeah, we had
There's wood on top probably.
yeah, we had plywood on there
Yeah,
and
with
holes
holes.
cut for us to get
Oh,
our
and
arms up
holes
through.
cut.
Yeah, but it's fun to see this.
Oh, that's cool. You look like
There you go.
looks like you're hosting the news.
So,
In the
Well,
last-
so in our
When
last
I
live
watched-
stream, I asked you guys if you were using a fan to blow Tori's hair in the scene in which she reads.
look at
from the
that.
spell book.
It's a
Vacuum cleaner.
It shot back
the shot
backwards, so it
back. I love
blows.
it. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think this is where I think where she opens she goes into the kind of this hidden chapel in the house,
Yeah.
and she discovers this box, and or
No, she
the
reads from
book.
the spell book to
And
yeah.
I think she opens it and she reads it, and then the entity flies out. The evil entity flies out from the book, and that causes her hair to fly up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I just saw the video of this. It has the entity behind her creeping up on
Mhm.
her.
And the fact that she added a green tint to the lamps, that was a nice touch because it looked looked real.
Mm-hmm.
When are we eating?
When's lunch?
Exactly what
Hungry.
I'm sure.
There we go.
My hair.
Action shots.
Oh, that's great. That's super cool. Nice.
I didn't have to worry about making too much noise in those scenes with that blower going.
Here's you learning Latin.
Yeah, she had to practice saying it because it was.
Yeah, it was
in
not
Latin.
that
Yeah.
I ever learned.
So this is the corpse. You need to take the object form for the spell to work.
Yes.
A charm or something. I can't remember. Oh, there it is.
An amulet or something. Talisman, amulet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Like we said, we had a lot of scenes that were at high angles, and here they're just using some stairs to put the camera on. Couldn't get high
Oh.
enough with our extension.
Is that when I'm walking away from at the end?
I'm not certain.
I turn and go down the stairs. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's so fun to see like just all these props that were there and the stairs, and I saw coming
Yeah.
back to
As usual, a very safe work environment, a blue box and a doorstop
Oh,
holding it
I-
in place.
when possible, I did screw them all together so there's solid instead of just standing on a big tall box that can tip.
Oh, that's so good. I love
That
that
was
one.
great.
That's a great shot. Boy, that's a good book. The book really.
That one is
Stella!
that's Stella Stevens.
Yeah.
Some people might remember her. Was she with Jerry Lewis, and was it Mad Scientist? Oh wait, what was it?
She
Nutty
did a lot
Professor.
early. Yeah.
Or the
Nutty
Nutty
Professor.
Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nutty Professor. Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't she
when I
Poseidon Adventure? Poseidon Adventure?
yes, she was in
Yeah, I
that.
think she was. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. I think she was probably in a lot of movies, but
Oh,
those
yeah.
are the ones that I remembered.
I know when I picked her up at the airport, I didn't have any hard time seeing who it was. I see this gal in a miniskirt and go-go boots.
Oh, was she wearing that? That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy as outfit for traveling, but He was comfortable.
Hmm.
Well, there's the hub right there. There's the
That's Robert Capel, Rob Capel,
Control, yeah, that's
and he's the
control
one
room.
handling.
control station.
Those are the cutting edge computers of the day.
Oh yeah, him and Bill Crow, primarily
Yep.
just those two, put that
Yep.
studio together,
Hmm.
and they put their heads together and made this thing work.
They did.
Tori found her new mate. Who needs
Dawn. Yeah.
Don't
Dawn.
need
It's gone,
Dawn.
right?
Yeah. So funny. Okay.
Now, when I
here's-
built this aquarium, they were telling me how much that camera cost to
Oh,
make it right. I
But
use
then-
I use fireplace glass, so it's real thick and strong, and then padded on an aluminum framework to give it even more strength.
So what happens in that tank? Does her head go in there?
It's to simulate. Yeah, she sticks her head into it.
And then the camera's beneath it.
Yeah, and the camera's beneath it. So I
Got
think
it.
they made it look like it was the inside of a barrel, circular.
Oh,
And
right.
then she comes down and shoves her face into it.
and you see her face from underneath. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I see.
And that's
So-
our water pipe again.
Mhm.
Oh,
I don't
Yep. We
Daniel, I
saw
don't know
that.
where we are in terms of how much is left, but we're almost at our 2 hour mark here. So just I don't want to keep people here much longer
Yeah,
than
I have to
them.
go in a few minutes
So
myself.
we probably need
Okay,
to.
so
Yeah.
there are several duplicate photos here. So
it's Cindy and
you're storing
That's
the
great.
pipe.
the pipe. Here's another angle from the pipe.
We had to test to see if the pipe would hold anybody.
So we
And
used
it-
Tori to test.
Yeah.
Of
Instead of
course.
using a stunt
I-
Just
person.
kidding. Just kidding.
And guys, what we'll do when this stream goes onto our channel and you can just watch it as a VOD, we'll make sure to put Andy Hoyos, there he is. Is that him?
No,
No.
That's
it's Bob.
Bopaloo.
Oh, okay. That looks a little like Andy, but I guess now that I look at it, it doesn't.
Yeah,
But
no, that
there's
was not
yeah.
Andy for sure.
Okay.
He pre-tested it for
I don't
Tori.
know if Andy's picture is in any of these. Now that I
Yeah,
think
not
about
yet.
it.
No,
No.
I haven't seen him.
That's too bad.
But we'll make sure to link the one that we'll make sure that we get a link to all the photos for y'all to look through on your own at your leisure as well.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
We've seen these. Here's
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's what he
You
really
remember that
looked like.
wheelchair,
Yeah.
Roberta?
Yeah, where did
that
that
was-
come from? Do you know?
Yeah, my car was stuck at my house. I was snowed in, and everybody's calling up. We need a wheelchair, and I happen to know that the medical center, the supplies, they had this up there on display, and I just went in there. Can I borrow this?
Wow.
Brought it right back to the studio, and boom, it's in production.
It's
Yeah,
so
that-
good. So perfect.
And that Afghan is something my mother-in-law made.
that was great.
Amazing wheelchair. Jeez.
Wow.
Um,
I didn't even know that. Or maybe I knew
I
it at
think
the time.
I think Takanjia speaks for just about everybody watching when he just wrote, I don't know how much harder it was to act with almost nothing to go on, but Victoria really sold the game with her acting. I hope she knows how good of a
Yeah.
job she did. She really grounded the game so it didn't feel campy, and very true.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
That means so much to me.
Yeah,
That's
you really did.
Like
Oh.
you have to go back. That's awesome. Right, that's fine. You don't have to go back. But he's standing there with a hatchet in the back of his head. There you go.
And the phone in the pocket.
Yeah. Wow. There we go. I love that we
Had
keep
that
going back to
picture,
the
what, 3
we go back
times?
to the
Yeah.
I think we've got a lot of
Oh.
repeats here.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
Oh.
Vijay with the seance.
that's when
She
she
just
vomited
vomited.
up green
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's when
Look
they're
at
trying to
that
figure out
posture.
how to get the
Oh, I know.
I just can't get over how those pants are just so.
they
But,
were trying to
but
figure
my
out how to
posture
get
is
the
really
bag.
good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Unlike Paul's in Phantasmagoria too.
I know. Dang it.
Oh, that's
Don't
my
bring it up.
son. That was Chris
We're-
holding. What
Oh,
is
that's
that?
great.
Is that the that's the vac? Oh, I know what that's for. That was
Oh,
the
is it?
vacuum that for when
The
the
vomit?
medium here,
Yeah,
she's a medium there in a seance. There's a seance scene.
Yeah.
And when
Porno comes out.
she sees the spirit or whatever, that it's kind of like when Tori had her hair fly up. We had her hair fly up too. And that's my son holding that.
well,
That's awesome.
they filled that
Vacuum.
full of ectoplasm. They wanted her
Ecto,
to
yeah, that
vomit.
she threw up ectoplasm. That's right. The
Mhm.
green.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, your
Me
son
too.
had the greatest summer job ever.
Had a
Yeah.
great
On the
summer
set of
job.
Does he have fond
Phantasmagoria.
memories of that,
Yeah,
Roberta?
yeah, of course. I mean, and but he did a lot of just cleaning up. We had him cleaning up a lot, doing dishes and coffee cups and, and things like that too.
Here's you dropping the
Pillow fight.
gargoyle on Dawn.
Pillow fight, yeah.
And these are
There was
repeats.
a picture in the cabin that you went past. That was fun.
Yeah, that's
this-
yeah.
where that's where I stayed too.
Oh, yeah.
is the
Yeah,
Pines
we all-
Resort.
Oh,
Yeah, did you
wow,
see
look
the
at
Pines
that.
Resort too, Tori?
Yes, yeah.
So we were all staying there.
Trying to
So,
see
yeah.
along. And that's Craig. That's you, Craig, right? And
Yep, that's me in the back there.
Yeah.
I was too shy to come inside.
Again.
Oh, picture
oh,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think we have to go. So I
Yeah.
think I have to drop out.
Yep, we're gonna probably call it anyway. So thank you so much, Roberta, for
Oh.
joining
my
us again. It's
pleasure.
always a pleasure getting you to come
It's
spend some
been
time with
fun,
us.
and I hope everybody enjoyed this. Going down memory lane of Phantasmagoria. So anyway, thank you.
You're
Bye,
welcome. Have a
Roberta.
good one. Yeah, you take
Bye.
care.
Roberta.
Bye,
All right.
everybody.
say hi to
Yeah.
Ken.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, say it again for us. Yeah, and guys, we'll as I said, if I'm speaking for Daniel and he'll tell me if this is not true, but we'll go ahead and post these,
Yeah, I'll
And
post
make
the link immediately afterwards. I'll place it in the description.
make them available for y'all to take a look at. But we really appreciate y'all joining us today. And as always, well, we're all wonky right now, but once you lose somebody on Zoom, it takes all the stuff goes away. There we go, a
Right.
little better. But Craig, it was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you so much for
Pleasure.
taking the time and effort to scan these and make them available. We've had more people today join us live than we have in I don't know how long, and it's because of people's love of this game and wanting to be able to see behind the scenes. So you really created something quite special for them. So thank you.
That's great. I'm glad that made a lot of people happy.
But you sure did. And
Yeah, it was,
Tori, it just continues to remind me how you were doing something really fascinating at a time that no one else was doing it, and it must have been very confusing to you at the time because you had no idea what's going on, right? But
I didn't
you
know
should have
what-
made.
Yeah.
Not you knew what was going on, but it was such a new experience that
Yeah,
it must have.
it was really hard to understand what it was going to be,
Yeah. But boy, it's turned into something great, and you've got just still a huge amount of fans all over the world that are doing this, and plus some things are coming in. So I'll just do some quick. So Ozzy, thank you for sharing these photos. This has been very interesting and fun. Bloop back at you, Ozzy. Jwex, thanks for the streaming. This was amazing. CJ, wrapping up. Thanks for this awesome session. Well, thank you guys very much for your support. You got us to our goal. I guess we're not quite at our goal, but close enough. And Daniel, thanks for putting this all together. And we're looking forward to the rest of the deep dive you're going to do on this movie. I want to see what's behind all this. Let's talk to these people. We should
get some more information.
Yeah, maybe we do a little interview with these guys. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Daniel and I will be back on Friday with some more of the Tex Murphy and we'll see you soon. All right.
Thanks, guys. Bye,
Yeah.
Craig.
All right.
It's a great
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye,
Take it
Tori.
easy.
I'll talk later.
All right.
Bye.
See y'all.
Yes.
Loop.
Well, I hope my